will take you back to Waterdeep or wherever you need to go. And
Waterdeep.
all of the elder dragons, they all stand up and thank you for coming. And on your way out, they offer you, as part of some extra concessions on the dragon's part, they offer you several items to help you with slaying the colored dragons. They
Awesome.
they
Job, Tiberius.
they tell you that they hope that these concessions will be good enough. So first off, there are 3 arrows of dragon slaying. All right, and there's also a suit of plate armor that is basically brought out by one of the dragons. That's a beautiful suit of dark black armor, basically a colored plate mail armor with lightning bolts engraved on the chest portion of this plate armor, and it's actually a suit of lightning resistance, plate armor of lightning resistance. So what that's going to do is basically whoever wants this will have half of your damage mitigated if it's lightning, and it is a +2 suit of armor.
Oh my god.
Yes, it is. It's a really nice suit of armor, and in fact, Otari says we can make this whatever you want it. So if you want it leather, if you want it cloth, if you want it scale, we can transform that for you. So you will have a suit of plate armor of or whatever, an armor of lightning resistance +2, and you're also going to have 3 arrows of dragon slaying. So those are a couple nice gifts from the council for you coming and investing your time into discussing these matters. And then, as the items are on the table, the council basically bows to you, all of them, and they start walking out of the room. And then Otari says, "I will meet you back at the mouth of the cave," and she leaves with the other elder, dragons. And you guys are all in this room now, all 4 of you, alone.
I'll breathe a sigh of relief. Pressure
Oh,
averted.
that went better than I was expecting.
Yeah, okay, great. Thanks for almost killing everybody in Waterdeep, Einstein. that was freaking awesome.
That was awesome. I love it.
All right.
Shum's been building on this one for a while. It's always been his plan.
So, Dave, can we take a 5-minute
It
break?
could still be your plan, just not this way.
Absolutely. I think we should take a break. All right, we will continue on. You guys, the council have just left the chamber, and you have these 3 arrows of dragon slaying on the table, and you have this armor of resistance. So who wants armor of resistance, lightning resistance, for that matter, and the 3 arrows of dragon slaying?
Well,
I think Misty is stealing it all.
Well, I already have 1 arrow of dragon slaying in my pack. Maybe somebody else that can actually shoot would want to carry it
I
as
can't
well.
shoot for shit.
Nope, join the club. It's all yours.
Tiberius, can you shoot a bow?
I don't believe I can. I don't even think I've ever tried. I just basically heal you losers because you're always getting killed because nobody can shoot a fucking bow.
I can shoot the bow, but can't guarantee I'd hit it.
All right, so
Theoretically, I could, but I haven't got
I'll
one.
take the arrows. Now, seriously though,
Just take them all, and we'll grab them off your dead body after you attack dragons. So don't worry about it.
Love it.
well, whatever the next big item is that we find needs to go to Vay, since she was, or at least I will forego my part for Vay.
Why don't you steal her something out of the dragon's lair?
Okay, I'm down.
No, I'm just joking.
So I want to get that in leather.
I want to get that in leather.
Yes.
It's like you're ordering shoes or something.
Yes. Shiny black leather.
I'll take
You
that
know,
in leather, please.
I feel a little. This is going to be kind of an uncomfortable trip back to Waterdeep after what just came out from Shrump. This may be a little bit of an odd. You know, we're heading back to this city where everybody's from, and
Well, I don't find it that awkward because I know he's an orc. And I can feel his pain, I guess. And
Yeah,
while
exactly.
I can,
She feels
I
my
can see
pain.
him wanting to do these things in his mind, but I know he has no way of doing it. And so it's kind of like a fantasy for him.
Oh, kind of like a child or a toddler would. Okay, got it.
Steady on, steady on.
No, it's like a little kid saying, "Mommy, I can get me the moon." You know.
Yeah, Mummy,
Right.
could you destroy Waterdeep for me? Thank you.
All right. So, Dave, we've grabbed the items that were given to us, and I think finished up our meal, and are heading out of the heading back out of the area to meet back with our dragon ride.
Okay.
Yes, my corn was delicious.
My corn was a long way. That's
I
like a
just drank a
2-hour
bunch
flight.
of liquor.
Like a
Didn't even
2-hour
eat anything.
I'm sorry, a 2-day flight for like a 1-hour meeting.
It is, yeah. It probably went on for a couple of hours. I would say it probably went on for a good 3 to 4 hours.
Sounds
Also,
just like real life.
What I can't understand is why the dragon didn't fly us past the bridge. It stopped and made us walk across the bridge.
Well, because it's in an underground chamber, and the chamber just probably wasn't big enough for the ancient dragon to, fly you across.
Oh, okay. It's not that bridge then. I was thinking there was some bridge that's like way up in the sky. Or something.
Yeah, there's like shooting lava bubbling up underneath it.
Yeah, that was in the chamber before you got to the actual dwarvish architecture. I love
Okay.
theater.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
Hey, I'm pulling a card from the deck of many things. I'm just joking.
Oh God.
No,
Dead.
God. Yeah, not again. Let's at least lit.
I love it. Go for it. I mean, you have the
Yeah,
deck.
when we
if you
get
want.
down, I want one.
You can have one.
Let's get to a really heavily populated area. Now, you guys can draw all you want, but I need to move away from you.
The Demogorgon
Yes,
spawns,
let's get
right?
to Waterdeep.
Exactly. Oh, did you just pull out a humongous explosion that levels the entire town of Waterdeep? Everybody would hate it except for frickin' Shrump.
Oh, wow.
I need to make an arrangement with somebody though, to where I can like give you all of my stuff, and then we have like a deal where you give it back to me
Oh,
afterwards.
that's not going to matter. Your possessions, it don't matter where your possessions are.
Can't game the system.
You're not going to game the system. Yep. In fact, yeah, sure, you can give it away, and there's a peddler that'll hold your goods for you.
I'll hold your stuff.
No,
for a
see,
slight
I was
stocking fee,
thinking,
for a
I was
restocking
thinking
fee.
more like I'm giving this to you as a gift, so it's yours. And then when you're done, you give it back to me because you're nice.
Don't you love
Give
players
back
how
to
they
me.
try to
But you see, you're
just
not
manipulate the system?
truly
I love it.
believing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not truly
Yeah.
giving it away.
Yeah, Bahamut, he knows when you're bullshitting. Moradin knows when you're bullshitting. The gods know
My
when
only
you're
hope
bullshitting.
is that I've already pulled that card, so I don't think there'll be another one in there like
Wow,
it.
look at that. There's 22 cards back in the deck when you open it up. No, I'm just kidding. Everybody's
Only
going to
the
be
ones-
pulling till they get the card that Tiberius got.
That's right.
Maybe Tiberius would pull another card if he knew that card was back in there. Hmm?
Nah. I've already won the game of pulling cards. Don't need to keep playing it.
Ah, I know.
Yes, you do.
All right, so you guys have had your meeting with the Council of Elder Dragons, and you have a satisfactory agreement, which is really nice. Otari is outside. Otari meets back up with you, casts the protective ward back on you, and you start to fly. These 600, actually, it's going to be more than 600 miles. It's probably going to be close to about 800 miles back to Waterdeep. So you have a couple days, so you can have any RP that you wish over the next couple days. And now all of those lingering effects, Mr. Shrump, from the first wish spell that you cast, those
Yes.
are all gone. So you have no more ill-lasting effects. Now remember, you can do some pretty crazy shit with that wish spell, so take that into consideration.
Now, what would happen if you wished to
Waterdeep
not have
fell
lingering
into it.
effects from a wish spell?
You wouldn't have them, and the wish
It's
spell
not
will
like you
go
waste a
off.
spell.
Yeah, it would kind of like counter itself.
Hey, how would you know if it worked?
East Coast Pirate, thank you so
Right.
much for the follow. East Coast Pirate, cryptic message, thank you. Tricky Tyrone, Newbington, thank you guys. All right, so
I
anything
can't see
on this
Shrump wishing for anything else.
2 days back to Waterdeep? Anything, guys?
Well, I could wish that Tiberius becomes an elf. That would be funny.
I think that was on the
Yeah,
list.
That's another thing I wanted to do. At some point, I guess we could do it on the journey, right?
Sure.
Yeah, let's talk.
I come to Tiberius and tell him, you know, I heard you speak back there about. I'm feeling unfortunate that you're human and you don't live long. You want to elaborate?
Well, I don't know how much more there is to elaborate, but from my perspective, I didn't really realize I was a human until I was in my 20s because I was raised by elves. So
You didn't
I had
realize till you were in
I
your
didn't
20s?
didn't really realize it. Nobody really came out and said, "By the way, you're adopted and you're a human." I just figured my ears were just a little stunted, and maybe they'd come in. Maybe I had to do some creative grooming techniques, but I've always in my mind I'm an elf. I know Elvish more than I would the common language, but once that realization hit me and I was able to grapple with it, I feel like life is too short. I was just getting started, and now I'm
Well,
in my
it changed your
20s.
life, didn't it?
Absolutely. I'm halfway. My life is halfway over, and I didn't even
Well,
realize it. I thought I was a
What would you
baby.
have done if you were an elf?
Well,
And that you never discovered that you were human.
I'm doing it all now. I would be out adventuring. I'd be living life. I would be, if I never discovered I was human, I would be doing the same thing, but I'd be taking my time at it. Instead of me spending, 3 months enjoying an area, I could be spending, as my parents did, years enjoying an area. And I feel like I'm not getting the ability to breathe life and to absorb it as people of other races have been able to do. So that's kind of the big thing for me. And so what I want to do is I don't know how much longer I'm going to be this attractive. I mean, it's hard to believe, but I'm incredibly attractive. I just don't know how long I'm going to remain. So what I want to do is I want to be able to amass my wealth so that I can just reflect upon my life and I won't be thinking I never had the chance to do
There's other things you can do with your wealth. You're wealthy, right?
I am wealthy?
You do know that you can become an elf if you have enough money.
That is something I did not know.
Well, it's a good thing
Please-
you asked a scholar.
Yeah, please
and I can tell you
elaborate.
these things.
Yes. How would something like that happen?
Well, there's a spell. It's called reincarnation. Of course, you have to die first.
And would I come back as a baby elf? And would I have all my thoughts and feelings that I do now? Or would it be like
no,
would
you
it be like
come back
memories
at your age?
Reincarnation, eh?
Mm-hmm.
I rub my chin. That's definitely something to think
but
about.
Consider this. It's a very expensive spell, and there's an amount of randomness to it.
So you could come back as a chimpanzee or a rabbit, and then I'd eat you.
Or an orc? Is
Or
there a
worse,
chance
you
for
could
me?
come back as an orc.
Oh my god, no, I won't even try it. I would rather live life as a
Love it.
human for
But-
a short 40
but to be
years than to
fair,
come back as an orc for 5 minutes.
If you have plenty of money, you can continue doing the spell until you come back as an elf. It may never happen, or it might happen on the first go. But
So-
if you're a gambling man,
What is the cost for something like this? Because I look at Shrump, and just making a slight wish, it just drained him for weeks. What would be the cost to my life and to my mental faculties of such a thing? I mean, I feel like, the more that I sharpen my sword, the smaller it gets.
and the
So
spell
I feel
is
like
1,000 gold.
just
Is that
1,000 gold.
an analogy for something?
I start going through my wallet. 1,000 gold, did you say? Hold on. I'm only about 70% of the way there with what I have in my pocket right now. As a matter of fact, if I can remember correctly, Shrump, you owe me some money, buddy.
Absolutely. And when
You
we
owe
get
me,
some,
Shrump, you owe me 3,000 gold. That's like 3 reincarnations.
I love it.
Interesting. Good to know. Good to know. And who would do such a spell? Would that be you, Vey? Is there a hidden talent
No,
that you
I'm
haven't
afraid
really
you
expressed?
you would require a druid.
now
And
I
what
could
is
blow,
the-
I could blow a wish and make Vay into a druid.
Yeah, that would be the. Oh my god, that would be awesome.
Nice.
That's a typical Shrump thing. Instead of taking the long way around, I guess I'll have to make Vey a druid. Interesting.
I
So,
love
Well,
that.
that's
shit.
okay, because then I get to stab you quite a lot.
So, what is the chance of me of this spell failing? Tell me a little bit about the consequences. You know me. I don't really like pain. I mean, I could probably
All right, I
endure
opened up
some
my
of this.
book. And I close that book and open up another. It was not wrong book. Ah, here it is.
Give me all your money and I'll do it for you right now.
I'll just wait there patiently, ignoring Shrump. I'll just put the hand up.
Right now. It could happen right this second.
It says here that you could. Basically, you have to die first. And then the druids can cast a spell over your body. And you would be reincarnated into another race.
But what does that do to my soul? I mean, I have this relationship with my god, and my hope is upon my death.
Well, your
that-
soul hovers above your body. And you have the choice to enter this new reincarnated body, whether you want to or not. But what happens to your soul after that, if you refuse the new body, I can't say.
So, what are the odds of the body coming back as a handsome elf, male?
Well, there are 14 different races that you could come back as. Those are your odds.
Holy shit!
Although, there are a number of elves. There are dark elves, high elves, wood elves, half elves.
Yeah, but who'd want to be a half elf?
There are other races that live for a long time, like dwarves, gnomes.
Yeah, when you come back as a nerd.
But I mean, coming back as a so this is really excellent information because maybe is there anything else that you could do? Knowing knowing what you know about magic and knowledge, is there anything that will allow us to slant the odds in my direction? Anything I can do?
Well, I'm not the druid, but from what I understand, there doesn't seem to be.
And what about my practice? All my life has been a cleric, and my wants and needs to help others, and I've invested my spiritual commitment and my
your soul and your knowledge and everything about you, your personality, all remains the same. You're just another body.
So I could come back like a lizard man cleric or something? That just seems like an oxymoron.
Lizard man is not one of the options. But...
Look, I'm willing to do the stabbing right now. Just say, just give me the nod.
Just give him the. You know what, Vay?
Hold up, we need a druid first.
If there's going to be any stabbing of Tiberius, I want in on it.
That's right.
All right,
That's not a good sign. Everybody's getting in line for killing me for a reincarnation spell. Well, Vay.
Tell you what. Let's be reasonable about this, right? I'll get the first stab, and if he don't come back as an elf, then Widow, you can have the second stab.
Wait a minute, I might get screwed. What if he gets an elf on the first turn?
Well, he's got not a lot of chance of getting an elf on the first turn. Besides, right? If he comes back on the second time, he comes back as an elf. Besides, I offered first, and as his best friend, I think I should be the one as to do the stabbing.
Why don't we just do it at the same time?
Yeah, but how do we know what one of us kills him?
Does it matter?
Of course
we
it
both
matters.
get the satisfaction of doing the deed.
There'd be no satisfaction for me. It's just one of them things what just has to be done.
Let's arm wrestle for it.
The sooner.
Well, while these guys are arm wrestling, I want to just sit there and quietly contemplate this. And Vay, if there's something, and I'll look up and say, Vay, if you know of a druid that has the ability to do this, that you're confident in, I think we should do what we need to do after the end of this mission. Maybe this isn't the end of my story. Maybe I'll still have years and years to tell the story of Tiberius.
Nah, no, you won't. Me and we've got a stabbing to go to, and you're invited.
Well, we do know the wood elf druid in the Misty Forest.
That's true, and she owes us because we helped her.
She helped us.
We helped her first.
Alright, well, you can go at it with that spin if you like, but... the components to do the spell are 1,000 gold. Just keep that in mind.
Alright. I definitely will keep that in mind. You've given me a lot to think about.
But if you give me all your money, I can do it right now.
I've already given you 3,000 of my gold. What can you do for that?
Not a lot. Stab you really sharp.
Although, doesn't a Shrump still have 2 wish spells?
Exactly, that's what I mean. For all his gold that he owns and all his possessions, I could do it right now.
If you did it right now, Shrump, it's going to reduce you to a quivering mess for another few weeks, and I don't think we have enough time to nurse you back to health.
It's only 3 days.
Wheel you around in a wheelbarrow.
Every time the council sees Shrump, he's just a sloppy mess in a wheelbarrow.
They probably just assume, oh, he's drunk again, is he?
He's the captain of the guard, of course he is.
But that's the fine thing. Shrump, of course, by that time will have all of Wormfood's money. He can be carried around in a sedan chair.
Right.
He no longer has a wheelbarrow, but has two uniformed flunkies to carry him around.
I mean, I can't have you transform me right now because I'll still need to tap into my riches. So this is something that I've got to discuss with my family and do the right things legally to turn over my fortune. Let my retainers know that there's a potential change in my life and nobility. So this isn't something that I just want to flippantly do, all cavalier-like. I'd like to be able to involve my family and make sure that what we're doing here will be properly tracked with the right mechanisms.
Well,
So
family, you ain't got no family.
Well,
Only
my
people,
mom and dad.
What is elves?
Well, okay, mom and dad elf. Still
I
my
don't think
family.
they're going to complain, are they? Because you're just becoming an elf like them.
Well, no, but there's a lot of inner things to do. Like, for example, my will. Where does my fortune go when I'm killed? How does people
It
know
goes to
what's
me.
and what's no? Well, I don't mean the one I'm carrying with me. I'm talking about my home and my men and
That's
my
right.
fortune. And
Yes,
that's
it goes
so.
to
Right
me.
now, there are things in place that my retainers do. If I were to ever fall in battle and cannot be brought back, there are things that my retainers do which will allow my fortune to get dispersed to those people that need it. Not the fortune. You guys are welcome to take from my body whatever you need to succeed, but there is steps to handle my fortune. And if they weren't able to prove what happened to me because my body has changed, or if I suddenly show up as a gnome and I'm trying to convince my parents of this transformation, there might be a couple of legal loopholes I'll have to jump through, and I'd rather just get those organized first before jumping into that open that can of worms. But thank you. Anyway,
I think you're just backing out now. Someone's actually giving you the opportunity to be an
I'll
elf.
do it. I will do it at the end. Once Tiamat has been handled, if we have a wish, if we have a wish left, I prefer a wish to be 100% correct, and and if you use that wish, Shrump, I will forgive your debt of 3,000. That'll be yours. That will be my gift to you. But if we don't defeat Tiamat, I want you to use those 2 wishes to help us defeat Tiamat.
Oh, I was just going to say, well, how about I use one wish to say I wish Tiamat was banished
Tiberius,
forever.
you know that one of
And
his
the other
wishes
wish.
could be worth as much as 25,000 gold. If he were so inclined to use it for himself.
Well, so we're dealing here, Vay.
That's my way of stirring the pot a little bit.
I love it.
I totally understand that. Yeah, but yeah, we could talk. I mean, money's counter. We could talk money all day long.
You
Shrump.
usually do.
Well, but
I don't think one episode goes by where you don't say, "And I'm fantastically rich, and look at my wad."
Exactly.
All right, you guys.
And we land in Waterdeep, and it's a smoking ruin.
That wish
And I'm
wish
so surprised.
achieved.
That's the end of the Rise of Tiamat. Tiamat has
All right.
arisen, leveled Waterdeep. All right, now it's on to back to Titan's Grave. Good game, guys. Good game. Oh my goodness, great. All right, so you guys don't have anything else you want to discuss? I do like that though, Tiberius. I do like the possibility of 1,000 gold per chance on reincarnating. I do love the sound of that. That sounds so good, but I also like you working the deal for a wish spell also. And remember, Trump, I'll also think of what you can do with one of those wish spells. Do you want to really find out who killed your parents? Mm-hmm. You could do that too.
I didn't think of that.
Yeah, you could do that too.
That's okay, but it's okay. I've got the dragons on it.
Yeah.
I got the dragons on it.
You got the dragons on it. I love it.
Shoot, I'm willing and dealing with those dragons so I can get
love
some
it.
inside intel down the road. Make some contacts.
It's a new series called NCID.
Yeah,
God, I love it. All right, so
National
you guys,
Crime Investigation Dragons.
You guys land back in Waterdeep, and Leeson, of course, greets you. And you are. Do you have any business? Because when you get back, it's at the end of the second day, and Leeson reminds you that the council will be meeting in the morning. And if you guys need to take care of anything you need to take care of, go ahead and take care of it now.